Hello everyone, welcome to this webinar on cancer prevention and healthy lifestyle. We are going to start sharp at 12:35. So please ask your friends to join soon, and thank you so much for participating in it.
हमारे देश में आज की तारीख में हर साल 10 से 12 लाख कैंसर के पेशेंट लोगों को कैंसर डायग्नोस होता है.
Or maybe 3 minutes, or if you are in luck, then maybe 7 minutes or 10 minutes. But what can you gauge about an individual in 3 minutes or in 4 minutes?
I would see thousands of people going through a similar journey as mine without any of the resources that I had. I thought that I really need to do something which will bring this hope of life back into their lives.
कि मुझे इस तरह से किसी ने नहीं समझाया था.
सिर्फ इस प्रॉब्लम से बाहर निकलने के लिए नहीं, जो मुझे होल लाइफ मुझे सपोर्ट करेगा, वो कुछ उन्होंने मुझे
देखभाल या जितना ख्याल यहाँ रखा जाता है शायद ही कहीं होगा. एनजीओ बहुत हैं, बहुत बने हुए हैं, लेकिन ये जो संजीवनी जो एनजीओ है, ये वास्तव में एक नया जीवन देने वाला है.
मेरे लिए तो सच्ची में बहुत रामबाण है, बिल्कुल संजीवनी की तरह मेरे को तो लग रहा है. बिल्कुल
Good afternoon to all. Myself, Adira Abraham, Program Intern Sanjeevani Life Beyond Cancer, Mumbai. I welcome all you to this program on cancer prevention and healthy lifestyle. I heartily welcome Vice Principal Dr. Rajimol A. and all the faculties, students of Marine College, Kutikanam, Kerala to this webinar. And I wishing you all an informative session. Thank you. Over to you, Mecca.
There is an unmute option. You have to unmute yourself. Please unmute.
Hello.
Yes.
Good evening to one and all. Today, I'm really happy to know and to welcome each one of you to today's webinar. As we all know, today's resource person, uh, Mrs. Suki Begum, is coming to us, and she is talking to us about a really relevant topic that is really relevant topic that is really useful for these days, that is awareness of on the prevention of cancer and healthy lifestyle. Before starting, I would like to request all the students to switch off your audio and the video so that the distractions may be avoided. And if you have any doubts or questions, you can put it in the chat box. So next, I would like to welcome our Vice Principal, Dr. Rajamol A, to speak a few words. Ma'am, over to you.
Principal sir, you can unmute yourself now.
Hello, yes. Yeah, a very warm good afternoon to all. Honorable Resource Person of the Day, Mrs. Suki Begum, National Program Coordinator of the Outreach Programs at Sanjeevani, the Life Beyond Cancer, NGO working in various facets in fighting against cancer, Ms. Sayanika Dega, Senior Program Executive, SLBC, beloved colleagues, and my dear students. According to the World Health Organization, globally, about 1 out of 6 deaths are due to the cancer, and approximately 70% of the deaths from cancer occur in low and middle income countries. I remember that Dr. V.P. Gangadharan, the well-known oncologist, once said in a meeting that cancer will be as common as cold in within years. All these statistics are highly alarming. So it is high time that we should be aware of what we can do to prevent this deadly disease as far as possible, and what can we do for the early detection so that better cure is possible. Dear Marianites, let us tune today to the valuable words of Mrs. Sumaki Begum, who has rich experience in the prevention of cancer and healthy lifestyle. Dear Madam, without stealing much of your time, over to you with a warm welcome and great appreciation. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to introduce our resource person, Dr. Suki Begum. She did her master's in social work and has 3 years of experience in field of cancer care specialization in family and child welfare. She has received 2 awards, the Award of Excellence in the Field Cancer Care and Award of New Innovation in the Field of Cancer Care, the Award of New Field Cancer Care. So, ma'am, without further ado, I will turn the time over to you, Mrs. Suki Begum. I invite you to give a brief intro about the Sanjeevani and present, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you to all the participants for joining the program, and it is really great with so many participants today because wait, let me mute everyone. Yeah. So if anyone from the faculty, if I have to unmute you, please give it in the chat box so that I can unmute. Otherwise, someone might be joining and leaving and there will be distraction. So thank you so much, everyone. And I'm very happy for this program today because this is the first time that we have crossed 500 participants in an awareness program. And thank you everyone for joining this program, and I hope I will do justice to this topic. But before moving to the heart of the session, I just want to give a brief introduction about our organization and what we do. So Sanjeevani Life on Cancer is a non-profit organization, and we are working with underprivileged cancer patients pan-India. So it was founded by a senior bureaucrat, Ruby Aluwalia ma'am. Ruby Aluwalia ma'am is a senior bureaucrat, and she is posted in Mumbai. She's an author, she's a painter, she's a TEDx speaker, she's a life coach, and most importantly, she is a cancer victor and the founder of the non-profit organization Sanjeevani Life Beyond Cancer, a pioneer in comprehensive cancer care. So as every organization, every NGOs have some like work and their projects and their flagship program. Similarly, we also have our flagship programs, and we not only work with underprivileged cancer patients, but then we also work in three aspects, like life before cancer, life during cancer, and life beyond cancer. So based on these three factors, we have curated 6 flagship projects, but right now we are currently actively working on 4. So the first flagship program that we run is Can Sahyogi. It is a handholding and counseling initiative inside the hospital. In hospital, we used to provide lots of counseling to the cancer patient. We used to help them regarding how to fill up a form, how to make their file, how to interact with the doctor, how to like understand what the doctor is telling. And these are the few things that we do. We also guide them regarding from where they are going to get and free travel. And we have counselors there whom we name as Sanjeevani Angels. So they continuously work in the field in the with the cancer hospital. The next program is Satori. It is a wellness initiative. So every individual who have recovered cancer have a fear of reoccurrence, or what if it happens to me or my family or my child, my husband, my wife, anyone. So that fear has to be removed. If it is not removed, then it will release lots of negative hormones in their body, and then like you never know, it might reoccur. And to remove that fear, to eradicate that thought process and turn them into positive thought process, we do different therapies for them, like EFT, yoga, sound healing. Then the next is tapping, then reflexology, then acupressure. So these are the things we deal with them. So we have 4 centers pan India, but right now, as patients cannot come to us, we have tried to reach them, and we have done it digitally. So in this context, if you know any cancer patient who needs our help, feel free to contact us at our helpline number, that is 8691 000 800, 8691 000 801. Okay, so you can call this helpline number, and if you all want to join for the program, and this is totally free of cost, we do not charge anything from our patients. The next is Can Sarthi. It is a skill development and a rehabilitation course. So basically, when a person is diagnosed with cancer, we consider them as unproductive to the society. We think they are useless, they don't have any work, they if they come near us, it will spread to us. So these are some of the myths associated to cancer, and as a result, we don't even care that what will happen to a patient. They might have a family to feed, they might have children to send to schools. So what they can do, so at that period of time, we used to provide a certified oncology caregiving course. It is also totally free of cost for the patient and their attendant, or anyone's family who has been touched with cancer. So after doing this course, after 4 months, they become a certified oncology caregiver, and then they can work in hospital, in home care agencies, and also in the NGO sectors. And the last program we do is the prevention, because why to wait for a person to get cancer, right? So we continuously spread awareness to different public groups, maybe in school, communities, in corporates, in NGOs, in organizations. So wherever we get a collective group, we immediately focus on spreading awareness, because even if we spread awareness to 100 people, and if they go and tell it to 1 or 2 people, it becomes 200 to 400 people. So it is very, very essential. So today's program is a part of Can Chetna. And if you want to know more about our organization, you can visit our official website page, that is www.sanjeevanilifebeyondcancer.com. And also we have two YouTube channel, because YouTube is something, social media is something nowadays everyone, we used to use Facebook, and also we go for YouTube or Google. So it is very important to also spare some time and like study about your health. So we have channels which is purely based on your health. What are the food you should eat, what are the things you should follow to prevent this disease. So you can watch this channel. It is in the name of Sanjeevani Life Beyond Cancer, and also it is in the name of the founder, that is Ruby Aluwalia. And recently we have received 2 awards winning organization. So I would love to play a video for the same.
Not-for-Profit of the Year, displaying exceptional commitment to development through consistent innovation, impact, monitoring and evaluation, and displaying high levels of ethics and transparency by a non-profit venture.
I've been associated with Sabera for the last 3 years. I'm very proud and privileged. And I found the applications which we have received are exceptionally good. And we also realized that a lot of good work happening across India. And there are some unsung heroes and unknown people who are working on the ground to make the grassroots level changes.
Sanjeevani Life Beyond Cancer. Sanjeevani covers the entire cancer patient cycle, prevention to rehabilitation, by providing comprehensive care and preparing them for a sustainable life. Over the past 8 years, SLBC has impacted lives of more than 2.5 lakh underprivileged cancer patients, with centers spread across 12 states through 4 innovative models: Can Sahyogi Counseling and Handholding Initiative, Can Sarthi Skill Development Initiative, Satori Holistic Healing Initiative, and Can Chetna, the Awareness Initiative.
Thank you so much. I am very happy today that an initiative which had started with one person in Tata Hospital in Bombay today has a team of 450 people, has become a for the underprivileged cancer patients. And I'm very sure that this kind of acknowledgement will go a long way in encouraging the team and instilling that confidence that yes, we are on the right path, and making even more intense contribution in the field of cancer care and raise the bar of the cancer care in the country.
You're definitely on the right path, Ruby, and congratulations to the entire team of Sanjeevani Life Beyond Cancer. I know you're all watching the show right now. We need people like you. We need not-for-profits like you. Keep doing the good work that you are.
So this was all about our organization. Now moving to the main part is the awareness. So when we talk about cancer, most of us are not so interested, or maybe let's say they don't want to know about the disease, or even if they want to know it, they always try to understand in a medical perspective, like what is carcinoma, what is sarcoma, what is metastasis, what is malignancy. So whenever you try to go with medical terms, it is very difficult to relate with someone from a very rural area, or basically when it is most of the time when if it is our parents. So we have to understand this disease, we need to break this disease in our day-to-day life. So when we talk about COVID, it is a pandemic, it is considered as a pandemic, but yet we are able to overcome this disease, we are still safe sitting at home. Why? Because it is explained in such a simple terms, like wear masks, use hand sanitizers, if your temperature is high, go and visit the doctor. So these are the things which has been taught to us or explained to us in a such a simple manner that even people who are from the rural area understand it, people those who are from the urban area, it is easier for them to accept it, right? So now cancer is also a lifestyle disease. It is a pandemic which will stay and after some time it will go away. But then cancer is the second leading cause of death globally. So why are we not even conscious about that? So that is very, very important. So now, moving forward, our Sanjeevani Life Beyond Cancer is a non-profit organization and it is an award-winning organization. We are working in 16 different cities, hospitals basically. So we work in regional cancer centers and it is a government hospitals. And not only underprivileged, we also try to work for the privileged, the affluent families, but then they are like somewhere they are financially very independent, they can understand things easily, whereas the underprivileged patients find it a bit difficult and lack of awareness is there, and that is the reason they fail to struggle this disease. So that's why we will try to discuss about this disease in a very simple terms. Our head office is in Mumbai. Apart from that, we are working in Varda, Jaipur, Kolkata, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Delhi, Surat, Guwahati, Goa, Pondicherry, Bikaner, Rishikesh, and Nagpur. Recently, in COVID, we have also extended our branch in Hyderabad and Visakhapatnam. And in the upcoming 6 months, we are going to start our branch in Tamil Nadu and Kerala as well. So today we are going to discuss about 3 aspects of cancer awareness. So first is how to reduce the probability of getting cancer. So how can you protect yourself from being a victim of cancer? Secondly is early detection, how you will understand that your body is sending you some signals, because most of the time what happens is that we ignore our body whenever we have a pain or if something abnormal is going on. So what do? Let us see for the next day or let us wait for 1 month, and if it is not yet recovered, we will go and visit the doctor. And that is the time when a disease grow in our body and we fail to fight with that disease. So cancer is not a disease that will happen to you in a day, it grow over years in your body, okay? And you have to understand that until and unless you understand that you will not be able to fight with it. So it is very important, anything abnormal going on in your body, immediately rush to doctor. That is very, very essential. And the last one is make a substantial difference in a person's life diagnosed with cancer. So it is the aspect where most of us fail. If we have a cancer patient standing in front of us, we even don't know how to interact with them, we even don't know how to give or pass on statements, and as a result what we do, we pass on statements, like it becomes more traumatic for them. So we will also discuss how to deal with a cancer patient and what are the basic do's and the don'ts. So now, what is cancer? Before moving and discussing about how to prevent it is very important to understand the disease. So cancer is the growth of abnormal, irregular cells in our body. And we all know, we have studied in our school level or in our HS level, that our entire human body is made up of cell except our nails and our hairs. So which means cancer might happen anywhere in your body. It may be it may be on let's say it may be on your legs, it might be on your stomach, it might be on your lips, your neck, anywhere. It can be anywhere, and it do not sympathize with any age group. Like okay, this is just a newborn baby, or that person is very old, or this boy has just started their youth. Cancer will not see that. It will happen to anyone. It can happen to anyone. So you have to first understand that how to prevent it, right? So now, luckily, our old cells, like our cells used to reform in mostly in every 7 years, and our old cells used to die and they get settled down in your body. But your old cells might grow, it might get triggered, and it might form tumors or lumps in your body, or might invade your immune cells and make your good cells, and transform, it might transform them into cancer cells. But then how you will understand that? So that your dead cells are revolting against you, your cells are revolting against you. So there are three leading factors of cancer. So if you're following that, you might be at a high risk factor. So the first is increase of toxicity. When your body becomes too much of acidic, when there is lots of gas, negative thought in your mind, you're sleeping, you're not feeling well, you're waking up in the morning, you have the same mood, then you have to understand slowly and slowly your body is becoming acidic. The next is low immune system. If your immune system is low, so during this pandemic we have heard a lot about immune system, and this is right, because if we do not care about our immune system, we won't be able to eradicate disease from our body, because immune system act as a defense mechanism. Okay, not only cancer, immune system help us to prevent every disease in our body. The next is unhealthy lifestyle. If you're not sleeping properly on time, not eating properly on time, and if you're engaged in any sorts of tobacco related substances, then you might be at a high risk factor. So the next, as we have discussed about immunity, so how to boost your immunity? Because there is no any injection, there is no any tablets that will help you to prevent cancer, because it has been proven that cancer is the lifestyle disease. Whatever you eat, you become that. Whatever you think, your personality becomes that. So we have to immediately work on our three things. And what are the three contributing factors that boost our immune system? So first is the thought process. So thought process is how positive or how negative you are about things in your life. That is very, very important. So most of our human emotions are always negative. We are angry more often, we are depressed, we are jealous, we are frustrated, we get angry. Even if we have a good phone, no, we if latest phone is there, we need a better phone. So this is our mindset. We are growing up like this. So what happens when you have this kind of negative thoughts in your mind? Then you will release lots of negative hormones in your body, which makes your body toxic. That is the first leading factor of cancer. So it is very, very important to find out positivity out of every situation. Okay, so let's take an example of a pandemic and a promotion in your office. So whenever we have talked, like we discuss about pandemic, we always discuss the negativity out of it. We are always angry, frustrated, why this is happening, I'm not able to go to like meet my friends, I'm unable to eat outside food, I'm not able to go to travel. So we have all the negative things, but we don't understand that how technologically strong we are becoming, how we are understanding that what is essential and what is non-essential in our life, right? So we have also like few positive things to extract from it, but we are only thinking about it negatively. Similarly, when you are working in an office, you want promotion in your job. So what you will do, you will work hard, you will get the promotion, so you will feel very happy, okay, I got promotion, this is the best thing for me. But then it also have a negative side effect, that you won't be able to give time to yourself, you won't be able to give time to your family, you have to be more dedicated to work. So it also have negative aspect, but we do not think about that, right? Why we don't think about it? Because it is happening according to us. So if something does not happen according to us, means that situation or that thing is bad. So we should never think like that, and try to always extract the positivity out of every situation. And the second thing is, do not expect more from people. Always focus on giving rather than receiving. When you are in a receiving mode and when you don't receive anything, be it anything, then you get angry, you get frustrated, you get annoyed. But when you're in a giving mode, be it your knowledge, be it anything, when you're in a giving mode, you are always satisfied, you are always happy, because someone else is getting the advantage of it, right? So you have to try to find out positivity out of every situation. The next is nutrition. Nutrition is, what are you eating, at what time are you eating, and with what intent are you eating. That is very, very important. So whenever you start your day with 2 glasses of warm water. So in that warm water, you can mix honey, you can mix lemon, or if you want to boil black pepper balls and tulsi leaves, like basil leaves, and then you can drink that water. That is totally up to you, whatever you mix in it, natural things. But start your day with 2 glasses of warm water. Until 4 o'clock in the evening, drink as much of water as you can. And after 4 o'clock, you should always limit the use of drinking water. That is very essential, because after 4 o'clock, like if you continue the same quantity of water, it might affect your sleep as well. Okay. And whenever you feel that, no, I don't want to drink so much of water, then you can make it a flavored water, like a detox water. When you make detox water, you have lots of interest to drink that water, but do not mix any salt or sugar in it. So how to make a detox water, you will get lots of YouTube tutorials, but then still I'm giving some example. You can buy a glass jar or a glass bottle or an infused bottle. It is not at all costly. It will come around 150 to 200 rupees, and you can buy. Okay, it is always preferred to go for glass. Then you can cut lemon into slices, and take some mint leaf and put it in inside the bottle, and then fill the bottle or jar with the water, and the entire day you can drink water from that jar. Okay, because that helps in detoxifying lots of germs from your body, and it boosts your immune system. Similarly, if today you don't need to eat the lemon and the mint leaves or basil leaf, you just can put it in the jar. So for example, today you have drank the whole water. Okay, if the water is over, you can again refill it, but for one day use one flavor and throw it tomorrow. Don't drink the same water in the same jar. The next day you can go mango slices, and then you can drink the water. So what happened, you get a flavor in your water, and you build interest in drinking that water. So that is very essential. With that, you can drink more water in the day. The next is, try to include lots of fruits and vegetables in your meal. The right time to have fruits is always in the morning. You can always go for light and not so expensive fruits. You don't need to have kiwi or dragon fruit all the time. You can go for the local fruits that you get by the local sellers in your area. And try to include a plate of raw salad before your meals, like maybe dinner or maybe your lunch. That is very essential. 60% of your diet should always contain raw and colorful fruits and vegetables. Then the next is, whenever there is a snacking time, right? You want to eat a packet of chips, or you want to eat a packet of Maggie or some outside food. Instead of that, save that money and go for dry fruits, or go for nuts, or go for sprouts. So these are the things you can use. You should always avoid sugar, and try to avoid gluten, that is wheat. Try to avoid these things. And you can have always light food. Do not eat too much quantity of food in a meal. Try to break your meals in every 2 hours. Like morning, you had a glass of carrot juice, let's say carrot juice or beetroot juice. Then you can have a plate of after 2 hours, you can have a plate of fruits. Then again, after 2 hours, you can go for dates, that is dry fruits or some sprouts, nuts. So this is how you can break and have your meals. The next thing is, do not divert your mind while you are eating your food. So for our Indians, dining table is considered as a kind of a discussion place, right? We used to indulge ourselves in lots of conversation. So whenever you do that, your mind get diverted, and whenever your mind is diverted, you are unable to focus on your food. And if you do not love your food is not going to love you back. So whenever you're eating food, only concentrate on your food, and then you can continue with your conversation, with your Netflix series, with your serial, whatever it is, be it for 5 minutes or be it for 10 minutes, 1 hour. Try to focus on your food. The next is breathing. Breathing is a very natural pattern. Why do we need to think about even breathing, right? Because we are anyways breathing. But in that process, what happened? We just breathe till our chest, and the rest of our body, the lower organs of our body, do not get the proper oxygen. And when we do not get the proper oxygen, we might attract lots of diseases in our body. That is highly suggested. And also, while you are breathing in, you are making your body cancer. In an alkaline body, it will help you to prevent cancer, such as fruits, vegetable, and oxygen. These three things contain alkaline. Okay, so it is very, very important to make your body alkaline. And whenever you are breathing in, like your stomach should always get outside, and when you are exhaling the air, your stomach should come in the normal pattern. So if you observe that, you were doing this totally opposite till today, right? So now you have to correct your breathing pattern, and also dedicate 2 hours, maybe half an hour in the morning, afternoon, late afternoon, evening, night, for deep breathing. So whenever you do deep breathing, every organ of your body gets oxygen. Okay, and when you do deep breathing, your backbone should be straight. Do not sleep and do deep breathing, or do not just take support of your wall and sit and do deep breathing. Sit straight and you should breathe in. So that is the right pattern. So as I have already mentioned about our founder, that she was a cancer patient. Now she is a survivor. She is a cancer victor. She was detected with 3rd stage breast cancer, and we think that people who are in 3rd, 4th stage will never survive. So this is a very, very false concept. So we have to understand about that. Now she have after her treatment, she have immediately started working on her immune system, and today she is all okay. So we will share a few immunity tips that she have made specially for all of you, and I'm sharing that video to you all.
These days, there is a lot of emphasis as to what kind of food we are eating, whether it is healthy, it is not healthy, it is organic, it is not organic, what time are we eating it, then we are talking of superfoods these days. Here I want to put a little more emphasis on this, that we get our energy not merely by the food that we eat, but the food that we digest. Now, if what is the most important thing is how our food is getting digested, then we need to understand as to what are those factors I need to take care of, which will keep my body environment in a state that my digestive system works well, and the food that I eat gets properly digested, processed, absorbed in my system. So one of the foremost things is that I need to keep my gut clean. To keep my gut clean, I need to give it proper, nice rest for 14 to 15 hours. During the day, we should have food, of course, which is healthy, which is light, which is not too greasy, because that is the food which gets digested. The third thing is that when we feel hungry, then there is a belly fire which is there, which helps the secretion of the important juices which will help us digest the food. So this fire needs to needs to be kept on. What happens at times is that when we have water during our meal times, or if we have very cold water just before the food time, or if we have water just after finishing our food, then this fire goes off, which makes it difficult for our food to get digested. So we need to take care that when we sit down to eat, we do not have any water during our meal times and for at least half an hour to 45 minutes after the meal time. The other thing which is very important is that when we are eating, what kind of mental state we are in. Because when we eat in a state of anxiety, stress, anger, tension, then what happens is that all these negative emotions, they basically are generated out of that basic emotion of fear. And when body recognizes fear, it declares a state of emergency inside, and it starts preparing itself to deal with this emergency. Therefore, whatever food we may eat with this kind of mental state will get rotten and it will turn into acid instead of the nutrients being released and absorbed in the body. So when we sit down to eat, if we sit down in a happy and a peaceful state, then the digestive juices are adequately released, the food is properly churned, the food is properly chewed, and the food is then properly digested and absorbed in the system. This is very important.
आप लोगों ने आजकल नोटिस किया होगा कि कैंसर बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ता जा रहा है। एक समय ऐसा होता था दैट वी यूज्ड टू सी द कैंसर केसेस ओनली इन फिल्म्स, बट टुडे आप लोग जितने लोग यहाँ पे बैठे हुए हैं उनमें से सभी ने कैंसर को किसी ना किसी तरह से एक्सपीरियंस किया होगा, या तो आपके कोई रिलेटिव, आपके कोई फ्रेंड, आपके कोई जानने वाले, या प्रॉबेबली इन योर इमीडिएट फैमिली। तो इतना ज़्यादा जब कैंसर बढ़ रहा है तो इसका ये समझना बहुत ज़रूरी है कि इसके रीजंस क्या हैं और हमको किस तरह से अपनी केयर लेनी है ताकि हम इसकी प्रोबेबिलिटी अपने लिए और अपने डियर वंस के लिए वी कैन रिड्यूस। और अनदर थिंग यू मस्ट बी वंडरिंग इज कि ये कॉन्सेप्ट मैं क्यों इंट्रोड्यूस कर रही हूँ आपको। So the reason is that मैंने पर्सनली कैंसर के एक्सपीरियंस को अपने आप फील किया है, उसकी जर्नी को कवर किया है, एंड दिस जर्नी विच वॉज देयर फॉर मी वॉज एज पेनफुल एज इट इज सपोज टू बी, बट ड्यूरिंग दिस जर्नी देयर वॉज ऑल्सो अ लॉट ऑफ सेल्फ ग्रोथ विच हैपेंड. Because I tried and I made that effort to look inside and understand as to what is happening in my body to bring me to this kind of a state that where my own body cells have started revolting against me. So when our thought process is restrictive or when our perception is negative, then it is stored in a similar manner in our brain. और हर समय जब वैसा ही कोई एक्सपीरियंस हमारी लाइफ में आता है तो हम उसी तरह का रेस्ट्रिक्टिव या नेगेटिव जो हमारा थॉट प्रोसेस स्टोर हुआ था हम उसको दोबारा से यूज करते हैं टू डील विद दैट एक्सपीरियंस। ये जो चीज़ है ये हमारे शरीर के अंदर छोटी छोटी नॉट्स बना देती है, और जब छोटी छोटी नॉट्स बनाती है तो हमारा जो एनर्जी फ्लो है ऑफ द बॉडी दैट गेट्स इम्पैक्टेड, और उसकी वजह से हमारे जो फंक्शनिंग है ऑफ द बॉडी दैट डज नॉट रिमेन ऑप्टिमम एंड वी कैन अट्रैक्ट अ लॉट ऑफ डिजीजेस. Most of the chronic diseases happen because of this reason and cancer is one of them. I will give you a very small example. I hope कि आप सबने वो feel किया होगा so that you get it right. जब हम लोग बहुत परेशान होते हैं या बहुत ज़्यादा दुखी होते हैं और हमको कोई खाना खाने के लिए बोलता है, तो हमको अपने यहाँ पे गले के अंदर फील होती है जैसे एक लंप जैसा है, और कोई बहुत फोर्स करता है तो हम कहते हैं कि नहीं अभी हमें खाना मत दो क्योंकि मैं बिल्कुल नहीं खा पाऊंगी. या you felt that lump when you are very sad and when you are very depressed and somebody wants to force food inside you. So now what is happening is that since you are feeling sad, आपका जो ब्रेन है बॉडी को ये सिग्नल देता है that it is not in a state to digest the food. So that signal is here, impact करता है. तो हम जब उस स्टेट में खाना खाते रहते हैं अपनी रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी में, in that state of anxiety, तो that food does not get digested properly. And when it does not get digested properly, it becomes acid in the body, which we call toxicity. And this toxicity is the reason for most of the chronic diseases which happen in the body. So this is just one very small example I gave you कि anxiety या गुस्सा या परेशानी होने से हम अपने शरीर को कितने फिजिकल वे में इम्पैक्ट करते हैं. और आजकल की जो जिंदगी है, it is basically rotating around these negative emotions of anger, of anxiety, of guilt, of shame, of sadness all the time. So we keep our system in a state that it is the organs inside it are not able to function optimally. तो PNI जो therapy है, it basically helps a person to open these knots so that our mind is able to think positively and perceive incidents in a way which is good for our body. तो जब वो नॉट्स खुल जाती हैं तो उसके बाद आपका एनर्जी फ्लो ठीक हो जाता है एंड वी आर एबल टू गेट रिड ऑफ दीज डिजीजेस.
So now we will discuss about early diagnosis and like how we will understand that our body is sending us some signals. So to add some interesting element, I just want to tell that like after this, like we will have a quiz session for all the participants. So everything will be based on the presentation whatever we have discussed, and you can put it in the chat box. So we will discuss the rules later on. So like let's see who wins, and those who wins, the winner, there will be 3 top winners who will be getting special gift from the organization itself. So now first thing is, if you observe any change in your bowel or bladder habit, for example, there is bleeding, if there is some kind of discharge, if it is very painful, or let's say there is some kind of burning sensation and it is very persistent. For example, it's been let's say 15 days, 20 days, then immediately rush to doctor. Do not ignore it, because it might be somewhere a symptom of colon cancer. That does not heal. A sore can be in and around our mouth, can be again brought back by eating lots of nuts, lots of vitamin like related food, and it generally gets healed by 2 to 3 days. So you don't need to worry about that so much. But if you consume any sorts of tobacco related substance such as gutka, pan masala, cigarettes, then you might be at a high risk factor of this sore. So when you get a sore due to consumption of these substances, it might get healed, it might not, because it depends on your immunity. If it does not get healed, then try to understand that your body is trying to tell you that something is not right. If you ignore it, it might increase day by day. There might be skin pelation, there might be some kind of color change, and then you might get a hole on your face or a tumor or lump on your face, and it is a result of oral cancer. So that's why it is very, very important that that we only focus on this, that do not consume any kind of tobacco related substances from the beginning itself. The next is unusual bleeding or discharge. So whenever we talk about bleeding or discharge, it can be from anywhere of your body. It can be from your bowel or your bladder habit. It can be from the nipple of your breast. So whenever I talk bleeding or discharge from the nipple of our breast, it is a symptom of breast cancer. So breast cancer might happen to male and female both. The next is thickening or lump in the breast or elsewhere. So if you observe there is any kind of lump in your body, so basically if it is on the outer layer, you can see in front of your mirror and you can observe, okay, I have got a lump maybe on your hand or on the top of your breast or on your back. You can touch and observe. But what if it is inside your body? So there is a simple self screening test that everyone should do who are above the age of 20. So male can try that maybe every first day of the month or every last day of the month. For females, everyone have to do it after your periods, that is after your menstruation cycle, maybe after 2 days or maybe after 5 days of your periods. You just need to use these 3 fingers and do this exercise inside your bathroom. And while doing this exercise, you need to apply lots of soap on your body. So when you apply soap, your body becomes slippery, right? So use these 3 fingers, the tip of these 3 fingers, and this portion is very, very sensitive. So just try to raise your hand and observe, is there any kind of lump or tumors on your hand, on your underarms, on your breast, or anywhere in your body? If you observe that, then immediately you have to rush to doctor, because when we talk about tumors or lump, there are two type of tumors. That one is malignant tumor, other one is the benign tumor. So malignant tumor are generally cancerous tumor which spreads rapidly in your body. Okay, for that doctor might ask you to undergo a surgery, then they might ask you to do a biopsy test. So biopsy is just a test that helps to detect cancer cells in your body. So people say that if you do biopsy, your cancer will spread. No, this is a like myth. So do not believe this myth. Always try to go for the test because it helps to detect the cells. And then doctor, if it is a cancerous tumor, doctor might ask you to take 3 common treatments of cancer, that is chemotherapy, radiotherapy, as well as surgery. But if you have got a benign tumor, and 80% of human population gets benign tumor, so when you get tumor, you don't need to worry about it. And when you get benign tumor, doctor might ask you to undergo a surgery if the tumor is bigger. They might ask you to take some medicine if the tumor is small. So whenever you do that, it will help you to prevent this kind of tumors in your body. But if you think, okay, it is just a benign, it is not malignant, so why do I need to waste money on it? So if you have that mentality and if you do not take care about that, it might increase day by day, and then it might turn into cancerous tumor. So it is very important to seek medical attention. And also we have a common belief that if something is paining, then only there is some problem. If something is not paining, then everything is normal. So this is a false concept. Tumors might not pain at the initial stages. So if you have got tumor and if it is a painless tumor, then also you have to throw it out of your body because it has no productive thing to do in your body. The next is indigestion or difficulty in swallowing. If you are not digesting your food properly, like if you have frequent indigestion problem, then you might be at a high risk factor, because to boost your immune system, your energy is very, very important. So you do not get energy from the quantity of food you are eating, you will get energy from the quantity of food you are digesting. So digestion has to happen. So if it is again and again, if you're having indigestion problem, immediately try to change your eating habits. Maybe you're eating fruits in the night, leafy vegetable in the night, or as soon as you wake up in the morning, you are not drinking any water and all, and you're starting to eat Maggie and all, then you might get gas. That is very, very natural. So if you get gas again and again, not just once or twice in a month, but more than that, then you have to change your eating habits. The next is obvious change in the wart or mole. So wart is very rare in human body. Like if you have got any kind of HPV infection or any virus infections, then you might get a wart. But when we talk about mole, mole is present in my body, mole can be present in every human body, that black dot or the red dot in your body. So when you have a mole, you don't need to worry because it is natural. But if your mole is increasing day by day, there is some kind of bleeding, if it is very painful, if there is some kind of discharge, then you have to immediately rush to doctor, because somewhere this might be a symptom of skin cancer. And the last is nagging cough or hoarseness. So a cough once in a 6 months, or due to weather change, or if you have drank too much of cold things, you might get cough or broken voice. It is normal. But if your cough is persistent, like today you have cough, again after you got recovered, again after 1 month it is happening, so every time it is happening more. And another condition is, if you're having cough and you're taking all sorts of medicines, all best doctors, but it's not working at all, then also you have to worry about it, because somewhere this might be a symptom of oral or lung cancer. And also when we talk about this cancer, but then if you ignore the symptoms, later on it might turn into cancerous tumor, cancerous thing. So now we will discuss about the risk factor of cancer. So when we talk about risk factor of cancer, few things are very common in our mind. It's like cigarette, cigar, marijuana, gutka, pan masala, tobacco, betel nut, and alcohol. And it is very natural because it is already given in the packets. So the picture that is given in the packet is not a fake or Photoshop picture. It is a real picture. And this is the real scenario of consuming these substances. And if you consume these substances, later on you might get different types of cancer, such as lung cancer, liver cancer, colon cancer, breast cancer, stomach cancer. There are various forms of cancer that you might get. You never know which cancer you will get. So it is very, very essential to keep a track on that, because 22% of the Indian population gets this cancer only due to consumption of these substances. So first you have to understand, is it an essential for your body? If it is not an essential, then why are you taking it? And if it is like essential, then why are you letting it rule your body, that if you want you cannot leave it, right? Secondly, try to understand the consequences of whatever you are eating. That is very, very important. Or if you are someone who want to take these things, you don't want to take, but your mind is not allowing you to leave it. So what you can do is, you can cut ginger into small pieces, mix it with black salt, place it under sunlight for 5 to 6 days, and then immediately start taking it. So whenever you take this, it will help you to control this craving. Or instead of that, you can go for cardamom, cinnamon, and cloves as well. Now we are going to discuss about stress. Stress can be from any emotions in our body. So there are two type of stress. One is the eustress and other one is the distress. So eustress are generally good stress that always keeps you motivated and encouraged to reach your goal. For example, if you want to top in your class, if you want to crack let's say civil services examination, medical examination, engineering examination, then what you will do, you will continuously work hard and you will have no time to think about other thing. You will just focus on your goal. So this kind of stress keeps you motivated and positive, and it keeps you out of negativity. But there are some kind of negative stress, that is the distress, that is anger, anxiety, depression, jealousy. So whenever you have stress, negative stress, try to understand that if I get angry on someone, or if I'm jealous about someone, this is my loss. This is not loss of the other person, because that person is perfectly fine. We are harming our own body. So whenever you have any kind of negative stress, immediately try to divert your mind with all the like favorite kind of hobbies you have. Maybe someone might love singing, dancing, gardening, painting, cooking. You can always go for that. Or if you're outside and you cannot do these things, then you should immediately start backward counting. Whenever you get angry, start doing backward counting, that is from 100 to 1. Also, you can go in alphabetical wise. Secondly, when you are very angry, try to immediately take deep breath and then release. So whenever you are taking deep breath, what happens? Your sympathetic, because there are two types of nervous system, one is sympathetic, other is parasympathetic. So when you get angry, your sympathetic system gets activated and your blood pressure increases, your flow of oxygen flow increases, like you feel like you're not getting proper oxygen, and also there is constriction of blood circulation in your body. But as soon as you do this exercise, deep breathing and releasing it slowly from your mouth, you immediately really activate the parasympathetic system. So at that process, what happens when your parasympathetic system gets activated, there is smooth circulation of your blood and oxygen in your body, and your blood pressure come in the normal level. The next is obesity and being overweight. We all know that fats in our body means inviting lots of diseases in our body. So it is very important to always maintain a healthy weight. So every human body has got a BMI, that is the body mass index. If you're not aware of the BMI, you can check in the nearest medical store and check your BMI. So BMI says that according to your height and your age, you have to maintain a healthy weight. And if you're maintaining a healthy weight, you will be able to overcome lots of diseases. Next is unhealthy diet with low fruit and vegetable. I have already explained the importance of fruits and vegetable. The next one is inadequate physical activity. If you do not do physical activity, you might be at a high risk factor, because when you do physical activity, there is smooth circulation of blood, smooth flow of oxygen, and smooth functioning of your heart. So it is very important that you do physical activity. Simple stretching exercises also does the work, or a morning walk or an evening walk or a light walk after your dinner also is helpful. Lack of sleep, if you do not sleep properly on time, please start sleeping immediately after your dinner, which means you need to at least have your dinner by latest 8 to 8:30, and you have to sleep by 10:30 latest in the night, because otherwise it will affect your body. But how? There is a video, I will play that video. And if you have any kind of sexually transmitted diseases, then is already very, very low. So I'm playing that video for all of you.
One of the very, very important things or one of the very important factors in our wellness is our sleep. So a lot of people are talking about that you should sleep well if you need to remain in a state of wellness. Now, it's not so easy that I tell you that you sleep well and you will start sleeping well from tomorrow. We need to look at our sleep patterns. So if we have not been sleeping well, we need to understand as to where is it going wrong and how do I ensure a good sleep. So when we get up in the morning, do I feel groggy? Do I feel tired? Do I need that cup of tea or coffee necessarily, that cup of caffeine necessarily to kickstart my day? Or do I get up with that enthu and happiness of a child? If I have been getting up in a state of grogginess as a pattern, I need to understand as to why it is happening. Sleep being such an important factor in my wellness, because that is the time when the body recoups, re-energizes. There are so many hormones which get released when we are sleeping. For example, the pituitary gland releases growth hormones, which are so important for our well-being. The cortisol, which is our stress hormone, the quantity of that reduces. The immunity system, it releases cytokines which fight inflammation. So sleep is a very important time of our life. So if we are not sleeping well, there could be three broad factors. One, we are not eating right. The second is that when we are approaching bedtime, we are approaching it with some issue opened in our life, some stress, some tension. The third is we have messed up our body clock for some reason. Like when we travel or when we travel abroad, we have a jet lag. So basically the body clock gets messed up. So about eating right, we must finish our dinner by 8 p.m. There has to be a gap of 3 hours between our dinner time and the bedtime. The other thing is we should be eating light. The food should be less on carbs and fats. Good dinner of rice and steamed vegetables or stir-fried vegetables, they work very well with a bowl of soup, just to give an example. The other is that we should be walking or doing some light exercise after our dinner. It could be dance, it could be just walking inside the house. The most important thing which is disturbing sleep of people these days is that we keep our laptops and our social media on in the night. So please take care that at least 1 hour before your bedtime you have switched off your social media and
So now we will discuss about the most common forms of cancer. So there are top 5 cancers that affect the Indian population most, and it is the breast cancer. So breast cancer might happen to male and female both. So as I have said that if you observe any kind of tumor or lump on your breast, or if there is any kind of discharge from the nipple of your breast, or if your nipple of your breast is pulled inside, then you have to immediately rush to doctor, because this might be a symptom of breast cancer. The next is oral cancer. Oral cancer might happen to male and female both. For that, it is highly suggested that you should always quit tobacco related substances, and also you should not drink alcohol too much. Okay, so people who stay in a very cold area, they need alcohol, so we cannot say that don't drink, or people will anyways not listen. So what we can suggest is, for every male, 2 standard drinks per day can be taken, and for women 1 standard drink per day can be taken, but not more than that, otherwise it might create lots of diseases in your body. The next is cervical cancer. Cervical cancer is totally a women centric cancer. So if women who face white vaginal discharge frequently, and due to that there is lots of weight loss, then you should immediately go and visit your doctor. Secondly, if you have any kind of discharge, like a painless discharge during your sexual intercourse, or if you have married, if you got married before the age of 18, and if you have child before the age of 20, then also you might be at a high risk factor. And also secondly, you have to keep a check that you have to keep your private parts clean. If you do not keep your private parts clean, you might be at a high risk factor. And the next is gastric cancer. So gas is something all of us used to avoid, and we do not care about gas in our body. And if that things happen, then as a result, it might turn into gastric ulcer. So do not ignore gas, and do not take gas lightly, because gas also might turn into gastric ulcer. So it is very important to drink lots of water, to do physical activities, and not directly jump on bed after having your meals. Try to do a light walk after your meals. And the last and the most dangerous form of cancer is the lung cancer. Lung cancer might happen to male and female both. It is mostly seen in people who smoke. So there are two type of smoker. One is the active smoker, other one is the passive smoker. So active smoker are the one who will smoke and they will harm their own body, but the passive smoker are the one who don't smoke, but they stand in front of a person who is continuously smoking and they are harming their own body. So at that process, what happened? When you are harming your own body, you also might be at a high risk factor of lung cancer. And the next thing you have to keep this in mind is, whenever we talk about active and passive smoking, both might turn your blood into toxic, where you might be at a high risk factor of leukemia. And if you're planning for a family, that like you will get married, you will have a child, your child might be also at a high risk factor of leukemia, that is blood cancer. So that is very important. So now there are some basic do's and don'ts that we should always follow while interacting with the cancer patient. So first is, let them know you care for them. Never sympathize with a cancer patient. Secondly, respect their decision about how their cancer will be treated. So sometimes being an educated person, you might think that cancer, that hospital is best, but the patient don't want to go there. So don't tell that why are you doing your treatment here, you will not be recovered and all. We should never do that, because when we do that, we are releasing lots of negative hormones in your body. The next is, include the person in usual work, projects, plans, and social event. Inclusion will release lots of positive hormones in their body. The next is, include the person in usual work, projects, plans, and social event. You should always try to include. The next thing is, listen without always feeling that you have to respond, because active listening is very, very important. So whenever you deal with a cancer patient, try to hear them out, whatever they are telling, instead of giving your views. The next is, don't offer like then the next thing is, offer to help in a concrete or specific way. So you all are students, and someone might be, even if we are working, we might not have so much money to help people out. So what we can do is, we can do little fundraising for the cancer patient, or we can make the kids feel a bit special in maybe Christmas or in New Year, and then give something to the pediatric patient. And also you can be an active blood donor. So a cancer patient during their treatment needs lots of blood, so you can be active blood donor, and when you become a blood donor, you are making yourself more healthy, and also you are saving a life of a person. Now there are some basic don'ts which we should always follow. Is, don't offer advice they don't ask for, or be judgmental. We should never offer advice, because we don't know what is running in their mind. Maybe they are thinking about something else, right? So you should never advise until and unless they don't reach you. The next thing is, don't assume they can cancer patient cannot do a job. We should never think that, because willpower play a very important role whenever we deal with a cancer patient. So if it depends on how they are looking at the disease. Now don't be afraid to talk about the illness. So being an educated person, if someone is diagnosed with cancer, you should never be afraid to deal with the illness. It is very, very important to understand that whenever you interact with a cancer patient, you can tell them encouraging words, but you cannot say that I can feel you, because we really cannot. The pain and the journey is totally different. And the last and the most important thing is, you should never go around a cancer patient who is sick, who have fever or any other sign of infection, because you will go with a very good intention, but while coming back, you are gifting them lots of viruses. So now there are 32.6 million 5 years cancer survivors worldwide, which means that cancer is not at all fatal. So So it is very important to continuously work on that, because if you are not loving your body will anyways not love you back, and they will not keep you healthy. So you have to take care of your body, not only your outer looks, like how am I looking, how are my hairs. Instead of that, try to also focus on your organs, on your internal organs. Try to have food that is good for your health. Okay. And being an organization, we are working with cancer patients since last 8 years, and we understand that cancer does not mean death. Now, the next thing is by a steward's quote: you beat cancer by how you live, why you live, and in which manner you live. So you can beat cancer only if you understand how are you leading your lifestyle. Are you leading a lifestyle where you are drinking too much of alcohol, taking too much of cigarettes, or you want to be a change maker. So it is very, very important to be a change maker when you deal with a cancer patient, because uh, 1 out of every 10 individual might get cancer, and 1 out of every 15 individual might die due to cancer. So that one person can be me, it can be you, it can be anyone. So it is very important to immediately start working on your body and spread the awareness around. Okay. So thank you so much. I hope the session was useful for all of you. And if you have any doubts and questions, you can drop down in the chat box. In the meantime, I would like to invite our senior program executive Arpita Chakraborty to please carry forward with the quiz session. And in the meantime, I just want to tell that the rules of the quiz. So the first rule of the quiz is everyone have to turn their videos on, because we have to be very clear that you are not using any Google and all. And second thing, you have to try to answer it in the chat box. It is very, very important, because if you unmute yourself and answer, it will create a chaos. So the person who answers first and the person who answers the right answers will be considered as the winners of the session. And 3 winners will be there. There will be a phone number provided in the chat box. Winners have to send their address details, their pin code, their phone numbers, and proper landmark to that number, so that we can send you your gifts. So Arpita, I would like to hand over the session to you. Over to you, Arpita.
Yeah, hi, thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I hope the rules and regulations are clear to you. So I would like the host or the co-host please share the quiz so that I can start.
So Athira is a program intern. So if you all feel that you want to work for this cause, you can join us in our internship. And Athira is wonderfully, like, she is conducting beautiful programs, awareing so much of people around. So Athira will be conducting the quiz. Arpita ma'am will be showing the slides, and Arpita ma'am will be deciding who is the winners of the quiz. So Athira, I would like to hand over it to you.
Okay, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Shall I start?
Yeah, wait, Arpita ma'am is showing the slide. But before that, everyone have to turn on your video. Please turn on your video. We will wait for another 1 minute. Otherwise, we have to cancel the quiz. So I just want to see people and interact with every one of you. So Anita, Donna, okay, Simi, John is the first one to turn the video on. Okay, beautiful. So yes, everyone, Donna, Robin, Anvin, then Anjana, Jismaria, Sonia, Paul, please everyone turn on your videos. Yeah. And please give a beautiful smile. Your smile might also bring you to near to the quiz, you might get a special prize. Okay, so I could see lots of smiling faces. Mrudul, Then Raji Mole, please turn on your videos. Yeah, so Arpita, can we start?
Hello. Athira, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Athira, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Yeah.
Okay, so I will just read out the quiz and I will request Somadrita to please check the quiz winner's name. Okay, so now moving ahead, the first question is cancer is the dash leading cause of death globally. First, second, third, or fourth? I'm repeating the question again. Cancer is the second leading cause of death globally. Is it first, second, third, or fourth? You will get 30 seconds for it. Okay, so we'll start with the next question. Okay, the second question is cancer is the result of uncontrolled growth of abnormal cells anywhere in the body. Is it true or false? Cancer is the result of uncontrolled growth of abnormal cells anywhere in the body. Is it true or false? Please answer now. Okay, so now moving forward, the third question is cancer cells are dash in nature. Is it toxic or alkaline? Cancer cells are dash in nature. Is it toxic or alkaline? Please answer now. Okay, well, there are lots and lots of answers on the chat box. Okay, now moving forward, the fourth question is worldwide dash is the most common cancer that kills women. Is it stomach cancer, skin cancer, ovarian cancer, or breast cancer? Worldwide, dash is the most common cancer that kills women. Is it stomach cancer, skin cancer, ovarian cancer, or breast cancer? Okay, very nice. I'm receiving many answers on the chat box that is coming personally to me. Now, moving forward, the fifth question is breast cancer is only diagnosed in women. Is it true or false? I'm repeating the question again. Breast cancer is only diagnosed in women. Is it true or false? Please answer now. Okay, now let us go ahead with the next question. Which of the following is not considered a risk factor for oral cancer? Is it tobacco use, frequent alcohol use, a high fiber diet, or all are the risk factors? Which of the following is not considered a risk factor for oral cancer? Is it tobacco use, frequent alcohol use, a high fiber diet, or all are the risk factor? Please answer. Okay, lots and lots of Okay, now let us move to the last question. Our immunity is dependent on which of the following? Is it food, thought process, breathing pattern, or all of the above? I'm repeating the question again. Our immunity depends on which of the following? Is it food, thought process, breathing pattern, or all of the above? Please answer now.
Excuse me, ma'am. Arpita, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, these chats are in private mode. Please make it on the public.
Yeah, it is on private mode, so I'm receiving all the direct messages. So I will be looking into all the answers now, and till then you can go ahead.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, now I would request Somadrita Neo, who is the program executive of Sanjeevani Life Beyond Cancer, to please introduce, to tell you more on our two flagship programs in detail. And I will be announcing the quiz winners in some time.
So as Sunki ma'am has mentioned that we are we have our two different flagship project, that is the Satori program, and it is a wellness initiative for the patients, and there we have senior faculties and experts like nutritionist, yoga therapist, EFT expert, that is the emotional freedom technique, and yoga therapist, etc. And they are providing wellness sessions for the well-being of the patient. So if you know any cancer patient around you, in your family, in your neighborhood, or in your friend circle, if you know any cancer patient, then you can help them to connect with us, because these sessions are very helpful, very useful, and these are absolutely free to attend. So if you know any cancer patient, you can call us at our toll free number, that is 869 1000 800 869 1000 801. And we are also providing virtual internship program to the interested students. And you can, if you want to be a change maker in the cancer care field, if you want to be a change maker in someone's life, you can be a part of us, you can join us to do your virtual internship. And for that you can call us at our toll free number, or you can directly contact with Sumki ma'am. So thank you so much, Arpita and Athira, over to you.
Yes, ma'am. In between, I will be providing the feedback link for the program in the chat. You can copy and you can send the feedback link back. And now I take the privilege to thank Marian College Kutikanam, the principal, the vice principal, Simi ma'am, and all the faculties and the students for giving us the opportunity to conduct a awareness program on the college, and really thank for the warm support from the college. 900 plus participants for the program, and it was for the first time about to this much of participant. I heartily thank for the participation. Thank you. And Mega, you can call now for the vote of thanks, and after that we will announce the quiz winners. Over to you, Mega.
Hello. So, thank you, ma'am, for that wonderful session. And now I invite Jaren Apim from BCom first year A batch to
Hello.
say the vote of thanks. Jaren? Jaren, over to you.
Can't hear properly.
Hello? Jaren, are you here?
Jaren, you can speak
Jaren?
now. You are unmuted.
Okay, everyone. Good afternoon to one and all. Today I'm here to thank you all for providing such a wonderful section. First of all, let me take this privilege to thank Ms. Sumgi ma'am, the National Program Coordinator out at SLBC, for providing such a wonderful section. The section was really informative based on the topic awareness and prevention of cancer and healthy lifestyle. Organized was a part of value education program of Marian College Kutikanam. It was really informative section. We are able to go through the entire sections, and the quiz provided was also a new experience. So I'd like to take this chance to thank Mr. for
അങ്ങോട്ട് ഇത്രോട്ടെന്നോ
now Mrs. Rajmole.
ആരാ പറഞ്ഞു
Also, I'd like to thank all the faculty in charge of value education, Miss, for your wonderful. Let me thank all the faculty members for